So parallelogram, it's a quadrilateral, has 4 sides. Let's look at some characteristics of it. It's called a parallelogram because it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. So we'll denote that by using a single arrowhead for sides AB and DC, and for these 2 sides we'll use a double arrowhead. In addition, the opposite sides are equal in length, so we can use a single line to indicate sides that are equal in length, and we'll have a double line here. The opposite internal angles of a parallelogram are equal, and all 4 angles add up to 360 degrees. A parallelogram does not have an axis of symmetry. What I'm going to do is to draw a line on the diagram. All the way up here and down to the point C. And then what I'm going to do is to take that part and move it over to this point here. So what we get then is okay. So I've moved this part of the shape over to this part of the shape here. Now what I'm going to do is to remove this, and we're left with a rectangle. Now we know that the formula for the area of a rectangle is length times the breadth. But we can modify that formula for the parallelogram. We might say it's the length times the height, or the base times the height. So here we have our first example, and we want to work out the area of the shape. Base times height perhaps, or length times height. 30 times 20, that gives us 600 centimetres squared. Example 2, now you'll notice that we are given 3 dimensions, and that's to confuse you. Let's write down the formula. It's area equals base times the height. Which is the base and which is the height? Well, the base and the height must meet at 90 degrees, and the only 2 dimensions which meet at 90 degrees are the 18, which is the base, and the 9, which is the height. So this here is the length of the slope, one of the sloping edges. We do not include that in our calculation. So 18 times 9 gives us 162 meters squared. Example 3. In this example, we're told that the area of the parallelogram is 96 centimeters squared, and that the length of the base is 16 centimeters. And what we want to do is to calculate the height of the shape. So we're given the area and one of the dimensions and asked to work out the height. Let's start off with the formula. So area equals base times the height. We know the area is 96, the base is 16, and we can just leave the height as h. So divide by 16 to get h on its own. 96 over 16 equals h, and a simple calculation gives us the answer. H equals 6 centimeters.